calling for you.
I'm gonna call you Candy.
Oh man, this is my jam.
Get this started now. Let's get this started now. Wait, the candy part's coming out.
No, it's the next verse. Hang on.
You gotta love Big Willy Style though.
Will Smith's coming back. He's coming back on Instagram too. It's next
I
verse.
love his Instagram.
His Instagram is killing it, by the way.
Yeah, I know, because he's awesome. Who doesn't love Will Smith? Hey, what's up, Will Smith? Shout out.
Will Smith, parents just don't understand. You need to come on our podcast.
I'm serious. If we could get Will Smith, I would die. Cullen, can we tweet him?
Okay, Will
Here's the
Smith,
good part.
if I nail this candy... ready?
If Cullen sings this right, you gotta come on our show.
Here we go, Will Smith. Oh my God, this is gonna get copyrighted.
Please get
so
it
hard.
right. Please get it right.
This is.
Hey,
I don't care about the copyright anymore.
you already
Ex-boyfriends, Mike and I, cause this lemon hair. I ain't trying to play a hey girl. I know that you go with Bazooka Joe. I know you and he love you like that. He trying to get a reach a piece of the Kit Kat. Really, what he need is a jawbreaker. Cause I'm the one that'll love you, baby, now and later. Be my peppermint patty with the honey wishes. And I'll be a Hershey daddy with 100 kisses. Get the twins and the nymphs. Book inside a flight today. You and his starburst to the Milky Way. I don't care what it costs. Go 100 grand. We can snicker all night at my Jolly Ranch. Just me and you. Oh, come hands up too. Cause I can get my boys Babe Ruth and Charles to choose.
I think you nailed it, Cullen.
I just came out of the zone.
Nailed that.
Oh my gosh.
Big
Will
Willy
Smith.
Style.
Will Smith.
Will Smith. What's up? Did you hear that?
I'll twerk with you, dude.
That was for you, Willie. Oh, Willie boy.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
ready?
That was the whitest.
Cullen.
Wait, hang on. This is all pre-intro.
this is
I was
bonus
just saying
clip.
that was the whitest Big Willy Style rap there's ever
It's good,
been
though.
on the internet.
You freaking nailed it, Cullen.
Oh, my gosh.
Bravo. Good job. I'll give a clap to that. Ready?
And all right, what is up? Welcome to another episode of the Don't Tell Mom podcast.
What's up, everybody?
Oh my gosh, that was a freaking hype intro session. Just
Yeah, it
then.
was. I love listening to some old school jams right before we do this because it gets me in the mood.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I
Oh my
love it.
gosh.
What's
I'm
up,
just-
y'all? I'm Brittany. This is my brother Cullen,
Golly.
and we are Don't Tell Mom podcast. What's up? If
This
y'all
is
are
insane. If y'all are like
newbies, virgins.
Yeah, if you're millennials, then you don't have no idea what I just sang. But
nah. But there's some
anytime-
folks out there that knows what's up.
anytime you pick up a piece of candy, the next time you do, I guarantee you that piece of candy will be in the song still. That's how
I love it.
that's how cool this song is. It's like multi-generational, you know? It's just like
Man, we had the
continues.
best music, too.
Oh, and candy.
We had everything. I know. Our generation was,
It was
the tits,
so
man.
the tits.
It was so good.
It was amazing.
For all of you folks that are just now coming on board, we wanted to do another little backstory on us. So we're brother sister. We grew up down here in Alabama, and we weren't the best kids growing up.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm saying we just were real bad.
Like how?
We had like we did a lot of stuff that you just couldn't. Like we were just like, oh, don't tell mom, because we would get in so much trouble for doing it. And that's kind of what started this podcast, was all reminiscing, me and Cullen reminiscing about, all of our don't tell mom stories, because that's the good juicy ones anyway,
Right.
And
right.
we decided to do it on a podcast. And then while we're podcasting, we decided to film it for YouTube. So we're just all over the place, y'all. Y'all need to check us out on every platform. Give us some likes, some
even
shout outs.
yes, even though it's called "Don't Tell Your Mom," you can tell your mom about our podcast. Like,
You can,
it's
'cause
not
she's
that
probably-
big of a deal.
You know what? Here's the thing, folks. Your mom probably has some good don't tell mom stories herself. And,
Exactly. Golly, I'm still like trying to trim my hedges a little bit from that that like rap solo that just happened. Like I'm
Cullen,
still
you nailed it.
golly. Like I
Cullen,
just I
if y'all
closed
don't
my
know, okay,
eyes
so for those
and I
of-
put myself in DJ Jazzy Jeff's position. Like I was like, if the Fresh Prince were here and I was DJ Jazzy Jeff, how would I act right now? And I just like went into the zone
He
with
went
that
to the
candy.
zone.
Like
Yeah, you did. And you knew every word, too.
Oh,
I love it.
man. Oh, I kind of stumbled.
We had that
across it.
CD, buddy.
Oh my! I had the CD and the cassette tape.
for the car. I love it. So that was good. Yeah, heck yeah. So we said, Will Smith, if you want to come on our podcast, we'd probably schedule you in sometime. That would be awesome. We could put you on the books, maybe. I mean, it might cost you some money, but
Oh my god! You know what? Like, It's kind of comical to even think about this, but like, why not dare to dream? You know, like,
right?
I'm just like,
Dream, folks.
You know, I'm sitting here thinking like, what if? You know, like, okay, literally, y'all are laughing and like trying not to hit a car on this or something. You know, y'all are like y'all are just being stupid. Like,
There's no way.
Yeah,
There's just no way.
You know what he's doing for his 50th birthday? Have you seen that?
What?
He is. There's these guys on YouTube. I think at the time only had like over 100,000 subscribers.
Okay.
And they're called the Yes Theory guys or something. And their theory in life is to say yes to everything as opposed
like
to saying
Yes Man. I love that
yeah,
movie.
yeah. And so
Jim
they would
Carrey.
do these crazy like stunts or events or whatever.
Okay.
And say yes to it. You know, it's like they get challenged as a group. You know, and I think it was all set up.
That's how I live my life, Cullen.
But it was like extreme challenges. Right. And so Will Smith got challenged by this
random person?
Group of YouTubers that had over 100,000 subscribers to jump out of a helicopter, not just jump, a bungee jump out of a helicopter over the Grand Canyon.
Nice, and he did it.
He hasn't done it yet, but he
Better
got challenged in an Instagram video by these random people on YouTube to do this challenge, and he responded with his own Instagram video, accepting the challenge, shouting them out, and now they have over like 1 million subscribers. And they have...
See, that's all you need is to make Will Smith your friend. You'd be doing okay.
Well, it's not just about the numbers, but it's about how the power of social media reaches anybody and everybody.
Church.
You know what I'm saying? Preach. Like, let's go. But it's just like... And so on his 50th birthday, Will Smith will be bungee jumping out of a helicopter. Think about this. Bungee jumping.
Do you think he's going to do it, or do you think he's going to get his double to do it?
No, he's doing it, and he's already got all these like charity events sponsoring it, and like he's giving back. It's not about a benefit, you know. It's about it's about outreach. And so him and these Yes Theory guys that he randomly got challenged by for his 50th birthday.
Hey, let's tweet him out right now and challenge him to come on our podcast in your basement in his undies.
And where y'all from? We're from Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah, right. No, but
I mean, he might come down here. You never know. He seems like a cool guy.
First of all, let me just back up. Have you ever seen a bungee cord
yes,
hanging from a helicopter?
Cullen. No, but I did the second highest bungee in North America with my sister, and it was like literally off a bridge.
This is why I wish y'all were vlogging back then. Like that would have been so cool.
I was vlogging. It was called Brittany TV, but it's not appropriate for it's not really appropriate for anything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was nice.
But anyway, yeah, Will Smith props is like given he's like taking over the internet right now with his like.
That's because he was so like not into it.
You know what's driving
for so long,
and
now he's like, oh hey, how does this work? Okay, you're a little late, Will, but thanks for crashing the party because you're awesome. You know. And
coming from Katie being the wife's perspective, she was like, Jada is flipping her shit in the background.
Why? Because she's mad, or she's...
because it consumes you. YouTube consumes you.
Yeah, right.
Social media consumes you, and they had this like retired life, and their kids were taking off with their careers, and now all of a sudden he's like reboosted his YouTube and Instagram stardom.
Now he's going
and
social.
Now he's doing freaking bungee jumps over the Grand Canyon with some guys that he just met. Like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine being his wife. Like, what the hell are you doing?
What? I could see she's probably super cool though. Anyway, I can just see him like he's a big old kid, and he's like over there bouncing on the couch playing with his phone, and she's just like, whatever. Will.
Every time I scroll past his Instagram, he's like salsa dancing or twerking or something. Like it's just like I want to be Will Smith, and Katie would love for me to be Will Smith. Like that is her backup.
Talk about a wet dream, right? that's her backup guy. So if anything ever happens between them and y'all, it'll be Katie.
No,
and Will.
It really will. Like
that's hilarious.
Seriously.
Not if I don't get him first.
Everybody wants Will Smith.
I know. Cullen wants him a little, I think.
Oh, I know. I like. He's a lyrical genius, and like his lyrics just like roll off my tongue. Like
I'm telling you, you just nailed it.
Lollipop.
Like a candy.
You see the reference?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, well,
maybe we'll be lucky and we'll get Will Smith to plug us too online. But until that happens, we're gonna keep pushing through with our original idea, which is to talk about, the random stories that we all have and love. Last week we did this. We asked y'all to send in some more voice memos, because y'all saw, if you saw the last episode or you heard the last episode, we were talking to other people, to y'all, to folks that have sent us in the messages, and we love them. So that was so much fun, and we asked y'all to please send in the dumbest shit you've ever done. And so it begins is one of the titles. I can see it.
I literally have not listened to any of these. Have you?
What happened,
Have you
Cullen? We
listened to any of
totally
these?
talked about, before we even started this, we were talking about how we needed to screen these this time, and because that would probably be a good idea.
Right.
And then we started singing Will Smith, Big Willy Style, and just forgot what we were doing. So
Well,
now
previously to that, we were like
we're on
looking
the
up
fly.
garage band stuff, like the stuff that goes behind all the social media stuff. Kids out there
Yeah.
that are looking into all this and other
Thinking about podcasting
creators,
and
like,
blogging and
yes, you can do it and get by with your phone and like some other stuff. But like, if you wanted to, like, I don't know, there's a certain like passion that you have to have, I guess.
it's like you hit a plateau, and
Right.
that's with anything. Like
Right.
there's only so far you can go using what you have. It's like you remember we had that dive coach down at
Yeah.
UAB, and she looked at us and said, "I can't do anything further with you. Y'all are past my
we
level.
literally got to like a double.
You need to go to
front
somebody.
double.
Yeah, you need to go to somebody that can coach you from this point on. Like you're from. You can go to this point with
Right,
what you
right.
have here, and so." Yeah, it takes a lot of stuff. We got cameras and
I
mics.
think the thing is like she realized that, like, you know, she saw that and she didn't just kind of try to keep holding on to that check every week or every month or whatever. And she was like, look, I want y'all to succeed and like push through and do better and do bigger and all that kind of stuff. So like that's what we're trying to do here is like
Yeah.
like make it worth everything.
Step it up.
Like step it up and
Step
like
it the F up.
you know, from the ground up. This is how we roll.
Yeah. from
That
the
should be
ground
like,
up.
is that
That's
a
awesome.
song? From the ground up, this is how we roll?
No, but it's a country song and then a rock song that you just put two lyrics together, I think. Is that not what happened?
That's probably true.
That's probably
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what happened, but we'll roll with it anyway, because it is good. It's good to start something fresh and from nothing and build it up, and so that's what we're trying to do, folks. Y'all spread the word.
Speaking
Okay.
of building things, women, and my sister in particular.
Oh, Cullen's on this kick right now about this woman's book he's reading.
No,
it's for
no,
women.
no,
It's like
no,
a
no.
woman's self-help book. Cullen's reading right now.
She thought I was going to go down that road, but I'm
Oh.
not.
Oh,
But I
okay.
was going to say that speaking of building things, women are like literally professional bodybuilders. Because you're like building a body.
I'm building a baby
You're building
inside
a
of me.
human right now.
I know.
And
I'm pregnant, for y'all that don't know.
I was just about to say, for those of y'all that don't know. Yeah, I thought we
I
should
have a
touch on that
baby.
again this week because, like, we
I'm
mentioned
so
it last
nervous.
week. I'm so excited.
I'm so nervous because we
Oh
can
my
sit down here,
gosh.
every other day, and we talk about all these terrible things we did to our
Yeah.
parents, and I just think I'm brewing one right now that's gonna do that
what
to
if
me.
This is all of like God's great plan of like, you know, like He's planned this podcast out just for the sake of your child. You know what I mean? Like if we hadn't like sat here and reflected on
this is
this
not for the sake of my
weekend and
child.
week out.
This is like blackmail for my child. What are you talking about? This is a terrible idea. My child's never going to hear about this. She's not going to know what mommy does when mommy goes over to Uncle Cullen. Like she's going to be completely in the wrong.
No. Well, I'm talking about like the aspect of us talking about the stuff that we did to torture our mom. Turnabout's fair play. Like, does it not make you like think about parenting differently now? And it's like the
terrified.
it's like the perfectly timed thing. Like if you hadn't had this podcast to talk things out and like discuss things and like think about like, oh wow, I was really a bad kid.
Yeah, I know, right? And then you think about like all the things that you have to do to avoid that happening to
Right?
you. And I don't know. I just think that maybe it's unavoidable. But
Speaking of being pregnant, I've got a Rice Krispie treat
oh, thank
here.
you. These are perfect. I'll tell you earlier. Earlier we were talking about it, and I said, Cullen, seriously, me and my husband's name's Corey, and we, have this baby on the way, and we have been so happy, over the moon about it, and that the baby's still there and healthy and everything else. And I looked at Cullen and I said, Cullen, I've never been so overwhelmed with love for something in my whole life. Like, it feels like I love something so much I could burst all the time. And me and Corey just can't stop smiling lately, and it's just been awesome. So
It's so crazy
so
because
excited.
as much as Corey like wants to get it, he can't get it until he's like holding that baby. Like it's so hard. Like, yes, I get it. Like I understand. Like, Oh my God! I wish I could explain it to you because, like,
He feels that way about Booger the dog right now.
I know he didn't want the dog either, did he?
No,
I
he
mean,
didn't.
not that he didn't want a baby, but like not like
I know.
either.
But,
like,
and then now he's just like baby's just his baby. He just holds Booger like I don't know. He's a big softie, but
yeah, I cannot wait to meet this. I'm still team boy though. Like the more.
Yeah, me too. But anyway, yeah, so we're kind of freaking out, but it's okay because hopefully, after we sit here and we talk about all these things that we did that we don't want to do, that we don't want our kids to do to us, then that'll just come true. We'll just wish it to be, right?
Oh yes, totally.
All right, so what we've got planned today is to listen to some of your some of your voice memos, and let's just see what happens. We might have to edit something out if we need to, if it gets raunchy.
We're just gonna kind of pick up where we left off from last week. God, we got a lot. Got a good bit to go through here, so
we'll do a couple. We'll pick a couple of them out today, and then I wanted to talk about some other embarrassing things.
All right, hang with us. Here we go.
Hi, Brittany. Hi, Colin. My name is Candace, and I'm from Arlington, Texas. And I have a do not tell mom story that involves my husband and my 14-month-old. So I walked in on my husband feeding my 14-month-old sour trolley gummy worms, and looking at him, not knowing I was standing there, and my son kept saying more, and my husband said, "I'll give you more as long as you don't tell your mom."
Oh, busted.
Hi, Brittany. Hi, Colin.
Caught red-handed, like,
oh my gosh,
like telling the kid.
I've given up on it. I've given up on the whole candy, like popsicles, toaster strudels, Pop-Tarts, like all the sugar. It's just like, what are you eating? And I'm just like, yep, just go on, eat it, go on, boy. Like
whatever.
I give up on it. I'm not even gonna try to explain it anymore.
He's all jacked up on popsicles. Colin's waving the white flag in the corner, just whatever.
Yeah, the first time with Gaines, it was like, oh God, no. Oh.
No, sugar's bad.
Like literally, you would feel bad. Like not necessarily feel bad, but we're always like conscientious, I guess, more of like what we're putting on her food and stuff, and like with wiping down everything on the airplane. And with Brooks, we're like, eat the Cheeto off the freaking airplane floor. Who cares? You'll survive.
Picking up his passy and like you're supposed to lick it off or something.
Oh my God. Okay, so that last story was by Candace. I don't think we mentioned that.
Oh yeah, thank you, Candace. That's a good story.
And so it begins is true because before you know it, it's going to be car key.
Yeah, right. Don't tell your mother. I love it.
All right, here we go. This next one is from Alyssa. It's called Almost Didn't Graduate.
Oh, uh-oh.
Hey guys, it's Alyssa from Kentucky again. Got another don't tell mom story for you, but don't tell mom, she still doesn't know this one. So I met my husband when I was like 16 or 17. We were both working at Taco Bell, and my senior year I basically skipped every single day to drive an hour to his house instead of being at school. So come towards the end of the year, I started getting truant stuff and started getting in a lot of trouble that I was going to do summer school. So I faked stomach pains to make my mom take me to the doctor. She took me to the doctor, and they said I had like a gallbladder issue or something. So they gave me some kind of medication and a doctor's note. So I took that to the school and cried in front of the principal and pulled out this pain medication, telling them that I've been having all these issues and I've been going to the doctor, and that my mom just had forgotten to sign some notes and pulled out some fake ones of her signature and gave them to her. And it worked, actually. I didn't have to go to summer school, and I graduated.
Yes, smart.
They were like, "This is so in depth and elaborate that I can't like say no." Like you went extreme. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Golly, Alyssa.
Way to get ish done. I love it, Alyssa.
Oh my
Thank you for calling in again. That's awesome.
That
we
is
heard from you last
crazy.
time. It's so cool. Like old friends now.
All right, the next one is from Sarah. Sarah's back again. Not Ashley, but Sarah.
Oh, so it's another one from the ones before.
My name's
It's
Ashley, bitch.
Yeah. Today.
All right, here we go.
It.
This one is a don't tell dad, as well as the stupidest freaking thing I have ever done. When I was in high school, I was grounded from my vehicle for being ignorant. I decided that when my parents were gone, I was going to take my stepdad's truck. My stepdad, it was at the time a corrections officer for the sheriff's department, so he had his badge sitting right up there, plain sight in the truck. He had Thin Blue Line stickers. He had veterans plates. I mean, all over the truck. Like, you knew this was a law enforcement officer's truck. And I drove my stupid ass to go buy some pot. I went to my buddy's house. We indulged in it. And then I drove my even stupider intoxicated ass all the way back home. I told my mama this about, a year ago. And as a grown adult, I almost shit myself because I thought my mother was going to freaking kill me.
Oh my God.
Okay, Sarah, we could totally be good friends.
I know, dude. You're so funny. I love this story. She said about shit myself.
Oh my God. Hey, well, and going back to Alyssa's story, when she said something about the car, that made me think about, like, okay, Alyssa literally drove an hour. She skipped school and drove an hour every day to go hang out with her boyfriend, I think she said, or her friends or something like that. And that reminded me of when I would go on my lunch break when I was a lifeguard across town. And
you wrecked the car coming back.
One day I was on my lunch break, and my parents, you go to work and you come home. You call me before you leave. You call me when you get there. Blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, that was a privilege, and you had rules, buddy.
Yes, and you brought your lunch to work for a reason, and on your lunch break you either got lunch from the the lunch line, or you freaking ate your lunch. You didn't drive the car anywhere else. Well, I was sneaking off to my ex-girlfriend's place or pool or whatever, one day, and my flip-flop got stuck up underneath the brake pedal as everybody came to a halting stop because somebody was taking a left turn. And first of all, can we just mention the color of the car that I was in?
Oh, the pink one?
It was fuchsia.
Fuchsia. It was bright pink.
It was a fuchsia.
And it had like Walmart flaming stickers down the side of it.
No joke. We're not making this up.
That was cool, man.
It was a 2-door Chevrolet Cavalier, sporty fuchsia.
Bright pink.
Color car. It was my sister's.
I got some stories in that car.
Oh, I got more stories in that car too. That car got used and abused.
So Cullen looks fabulous in his bright pink car with Walmart flames that are way too small for the car down the side of it.
Country club and getting a wreck. I nail the people in front of me because my flip flop. I went to slam on my brakes real fast and my flip flop got stuck up under there, and then slam into the Suburban. Inside the Suburban, in the passenger seat, is a 9-month pregnant lady.
No.
Behind her.
I didn't remember that. What? I just remember you coming home and with some bullshit story about why you wrecked the car like in the middle of the day.
I tried to do jumping jacks on the hood to get it to flatten out before I got home.
That helped.
To make it not look as obvious.
Yeah, no. Well, son, what hit the top of the car? You're an idiot.
Oh, my God. So behind her, though, was their family puppy dog, I think, or family dog. It was just a little neighborhood
I was going to say,
area.
did she go into labor?
No, but her neck hurt, and rightfully
God.
so. I mean, I don't have any room for argument in any of this. Like, it was totally, technically, if you're the in person, it's technically your fault. But if, in retrospect, I think about it, the dude turning left at the top of the thing,
he shouldn't have slammed his brakes on,
creating a chain reaction. Anyway, behind that was her son who had special needs.
Okay.
In the third passenger. So,
Cullen.
I hit a truck.
The worst.
I hit the worst car you could hit at the age
God.
I was at without my parents knowing. And until I got home, they didn't know.
You were sweating, buddy.
The whole time I was like, oh, my God.
You're like, maybe they won't notice.
Maybe the sun will flatten this hood out.
I remember being like, ooh, you're in trouble.
It was the worst. Like, they were so terrible. Like, they were like, I don't even think they knew what to say when I got home. Anyway,
yeah,
all right,
that was you got the silent treatment. That's when you know. That's the worst though, is when they're disappointed.
Instead
they're
of
not
mad.
even mad. Like, I'm like, scream at me, yell at me. He just shake their head, look away, like can't even look at you.
That's so crazy because there's some days where me and Katie have the same conversation about gains. It's not until we like get angry, or get our parenting voice out that she's like, okay, I'll do it. But she pushes. Mm-hmm. She gets to that point to where we're like, we have to get like the angry.
Strict.
But if we were like just disappointed
drop the
or
tone
whatever,
on her.
Yeah. It's so okay. Anyway.
Mom had that. She had the tone. We knew when we crossed the line. It's like 1, 2. What do you do when you hit 3 and they keep going?
You go to 5.
I wasn't done yet. I wasn't ever planning on being done at 3.
Well, you go to 3.5, and then sometimes you distract them by saying, "Oh, so and so is going to beat you," 2.5, and then you start over. And then,
okay, you just you just try to trick them. She probably knows what you're doing.
Hey,
I can't say that word.
It's like, see how fast, see how long it takes you to take the trash out.
Yeah,
I bet you can't get there and back in 30 seconds. Easy money for the kids.
Yeah.
All right, so this next one, are you ready? Or
Okay.
do you have something else?
I'm ready.
Okay, this next one is from Taylor, it looks like.
Yeah, Taylor.
Silent YouTuber.
Tay.
This is for you, Cullen. Oh, okay. Is this another anonymous?
It looks like it.
Hey Colin, hey Brittany, this is Taylor. I am what you like to call Colin, the silent YouTuber. I have been following you for years. I absolutely love your YouTube page. I love your kids, Macy Gaines and Little Brooks. They are adorable. I just wanted to give you guys a shout out. I love your guys' podcast. Keep up the great work, and I can't wait to look forward to listening to more of your guys' podcast. And congratulations, Brittany.
Thank you.
So good.
Yay.
I love the way she spells her name.
I do too.
It's
with an E.
It's like Bay, but it's
Bay?
like Taylor.
Tay? I love it.
You
My
know?
middle name is Taylor, so.
What after who?
But it's not spelled like that. After James Taylor.
James Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was supposed to be twins. That's a whole story. I'll tell y'all in a little while.
Oh.
Supposed to be twin boys coming out one fat girl. They were gonna name me James and Taylor, and they ended up naming me. They ended up naming me Brittany Taylor.
They're like, we gotta keep part of it at least.
At least a piece of it.
Oh my god, you're so big
Yeah.
they thought you were twins. We do need to talk about that next time.
Okay.
Okay, the next story. Let's check
love
our
it.
time here. Okay, cool.
Is this Katie?
Caitlin.
Caitlin. Oh, Caitlin.
All
I
right.
see.
Hey and thanks. Oh, and it's Katie.
See, we love it when y'all just like, even if you
Nah,
don't
this is
have a
awesome.
story, just to shout out and say, hey, we love that y'all are listening and watching, and we really appreciate your support, and tell your friends.
Totally.
All right, go
and
ahead.
Tell your mom and your grandma.
Tell your mom, but don't wait.
Tell your cats too, because cats like podcasts out here.
Oh.
Caitlin, maybe
Try
it's just a
again.
message. Try again, but maybe you just wanted the subject in there. So let's try. Okay, this next one is from Emily, and it's "Don't Tell Mom." Dumb story from Emily.
This is what we were looking for, some dumb shit.
Hey Brittany, hey Cullen, this is Emily from Ontario, Canada, and I have my dumb story for you. So when I was a teenager, there used to be this challenge called the Salt and Ice Challenge. It's where you put a whole bunch of salt on your wrist and an ice cube over top, and you're supposed to see how long you can stand the sensation of it. Anyways, long story short, I gave myself a second-degree burn, and I had to go to the doctor's office for that. And my mom was not too impressed. Don't know why I did that, still to this day. I had it on YouTube, and it had over 16,000 views, and then YouTube decided to take it down. So, yeah, that's my dumb story. I love you guys. Bye.
Oh, Emily, thank you so much. I was
yes.
just about to say, put that ish on YouTube. That's like,
hilarious.
What's up?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that to yourself.
I remember
Emily.
they like cracked down hardcore on that type of stuff.
I mean, I don't remember this. She was saying something, and I was like, "Yeah, I think I might have remembered this." And then you were talking about it, what it actually was with the salt and the ice cube, and I'm going, "What? I've never even heard of that before."
You would put like the
Is this like Fight Club shit?
no, you would like it was like a social thing. Like everybody's out drinking, partying. I bet I could hold this ice on my skin.
I mean, what does it feel like? I'm so
It's
curious.
like burning because it's so cold. Because like think about making homemade ice cream in the South. What do you use?
Salt.
You use salt and ice, and you churn that ish, and it makes it ice cold. So
Yeah.
let's take that salt and that ice and put it on our forearm right here, and push it and hold it until it creates that chemical reaction to get that skin just. Ooh, it's like freezing
That's
off. It's like
crazy. I
freezing
didn't
off
know
a
I could
wart.
do that.
You could freeze off a wart with salt and
What?
ice.
No, you can't.
No, not really. But like
No.
it was like literally, like she said, second and third degree burns. It was like an internet thing that was
Yeah.
going around. So.
That's
God,
funny.
that's crazy.
I can't believe you did that, but kudos to you for not letting mom find out.
That kind of reminds me of another dumb trend that we did back in the day growing up. The pass out challenge.
Oh,
That was,
yes,
like,
I
going
remember that.
around.
That was super dumb.
And it came back on the internet. I just saw like internet.
Why? That was so stupid. We could have
ETV
died.
or ET, one of those
Yeah.
like the challenge.
I remember you
across the
doing that to
YouTube.
me.
Yes,
Yeah.
like I did it in a hotel room with a bunch of my cheerleading dudes one night. Where I'm sure if anybody listening has heard about it, knows what it's about. But if you haven't, then you basically make yourself hyperventilate, and then have some, and then pass out. Like easily pass out, and then have somebody support you until you come back to. Like it was, you basically make each other pass out, like putting yourself in a chokehold, essentially.
That's nuts.
But so
Y'all are
I would
idiots.
bend
It's
over.
so dumb.
I literally would bend over.
Wait, I did it too.
Did I make you bend over and breathe and do the whole
and
thing?
Breathe. Then I come back around and you like choke me or something.
Yeah. Well, it was an easy choke. It wasn't like a rear naked choke, but it was like
Just cut the air out.
Yeah, you basically just on either side of the. And
Don't tell people how to do this. Don't do this,
try this
folks.
at home.
This is so dumb. We're idiots.
Yeah,
This
not
is
try
like
this at home,
Emily's
but,
story.
like,
We should have never done that.
Yeah, we basically made each other pass out, and to one point, one kid like started like having a seizure, and like
that'll wake you up and stop.
That's when
stop
we
the
were
party.
like, wait a minute, something. didn't
Thank God
go-
bath salts weren't around when you were.
Yeah, something didn't go
When
the
you
way
were
it
that
did in
dumb.
our head, like with his heads, like something. So maybe we need to stop this. And then
Yeah.
like all this stuff started coming about, brain damage. But Jesus,
So dumb. So dumb. I love the dumb stories. Thank you guys so much for putting in your voice memos. We love it. We just read a few of them off, but we would love to hear more.
yes, send them in, please.
yeah,
through
send us-
the app.
Yeah, through the Anchor app. So go download the Anchor app, and then you can search our name, and then when you find us, you can press the button that says send in the voice memo or whatever, and should be pretty easy to navigate through. And we appreciate the support, and keep sending them in, folks. So
Please,
next
yes.
week, I was going to talk. We're not going to talk a lot about it today because we're about to wrap it up, but next week, I thought maybe we could talk about the embarrassing stuff.
Oh my God,
You know what I
yes.
mean? Like, how many times has Mom embarrassed us? Probably a million. How many
Yeah.
times have we embarrassed her? I mean, when were we not embarrassing her? Let's be honest.
Right.
And then each other,
Oh
there's
my
just
gosh.
one. I'll just give you
Yes,
one.
I want to hear this one.
So,
Wait,
our sister-
Is this the Annie one?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave you with this.
We'll leave you with
Oh my
us.
gosh.
Our sister.
Favorite the podcast before you hear this story, and if not, then favorite it after the story.
Yeah, exactly. So Annie, our sister, bless her heart, she is a lifeguard one year at our pool.
Oh my God.
And it's a big pool, and we're diving. Me and Cullen, we're divers, and we're diving and swimming and playing, and we hear Annie blow the whistle. She's a lifeguard, and they're blowing the whistles for kids to stop running and whatever. Well, Annie blows the whistle because there's this kid running past her, and she yells at him, "Hey, stop running! Slow down!
He's
no
like
running!"
across the pool deck.
He's like across the deck. And this kid stops mid-run. Y'all, this poor kid had one leg.
Oh my gosh.
And Annie told him to stop running.
You know what's so funny
just-
and sad about that
It
at the
was
same
so
time?
embarrassing. I
It
was like,
was-
Annie.
I was like, Annie, you cannot
can't
tell a
say
kid
that
with
to
one
him.
leg he's got to get the momentum. You
He's
know,
momentum of
he had
himself.
momentum going, like to hop, like. No disrespect to anybody that is an amputee of any sort or
Right.
any.
But
the
it's like,
fact of the
if you
matter-
are an amputee, then you know that you got to get once through the nub
Yes.
swinging so you could run.
There's actually Josh Lundquist, he's actually sent me his book before, but he actually dressed up like the leg lamp one year. He's a amputee, and then he dressed up as the IHOP sign one year.
That's so funny. You gotta love people with a sense of humor.
I mean, it was just amazing. But yeah, me and Brittany were on the diving board, and the thing is we had just witnessed a miracle. This one-legged kid had gotten up on the diving board, triple hopped on one leg on the end of the diving board, higher than we had with two legs.
Yeah.
Did like a front 1.5 with one leg. Better, like the body control and the
takes
amazement.
a lot.
The amazement that we just witnessed was uncontrollable. We were just like, whoa.
Balance and
We
all
were
that
like,
stuff.
oh my God, this
and then
kid.
He
and
gets
then
out.
We witnessed Annie.
And he's going to the concession stand that's all the way across. Imagine half a football field
We're like,
length across this pool.
"No."
And he's going. He's got his momentum.
Oh
he's
my
getting
gosh.
it. He doesn't need a crutch or anything. He's just doing it by himself. Annie, bless her heart, Annie just blew that whistle and yelled as loud as she could, and everybody just turned and looked up at her. And I mean, when I tell you, I've never been so embarrassed for somebody in my
Oh my
life.
gosh.
I've never been so embarrassed.
She
for
got
somebody.
down off the stand. We're like, Annie, you just told a one-legged boy to stop running,
Stop running.
who everybody on the pool deck knew about. Like,
I love
you
the
know?
kid though, because you remember he just looked back at her like, really?
He was like, really?
Really?
What you gonna do? Like,
Really?
you gonna like tackle me or something? Like, tag you're it?
She
Like,
didn't know. Okay, she didn't know. She sees him like in her peripheral.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
She,
It was
you
like
know,
one of those,
to
like,
Annie's
side-eye.
defense, but it was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
hilarious. I love that story because it was so embarrassing. And
She will say she didn't see it. Like, it was just like a reflex, you know?
yeah,
like
she
fast.
just saw some kid running because he was going fast.
Who would
He was
think?
hauling.
Who would think a guy hauling that fast would only have one leg?
I know,
You know, that was her
exactly.
defense. She was
Yeah.
like, "This kid had to be running like
yeah,
full blast.
He was
like,
amazing.
He's gonna kill
It's just
himself."
so funny. I was like, oh, Annie, you know. And
Oh my
God,
gosh.
there's just so many times that there's just so much embarrassing things that
Totally.
have happened, you know, with, I mean, me, not so much. Everybody else, I got some whoppers for y'all. So we're going to talk about that next week. And if y'all want to send in some voice memos, we might check some of those out too and put those up. And then, you know, in the next couple podcasts here soon, we're hoping to get our significant others in on this.
I was about to say significant others, and if you're watching on the YouTube channel, I'm going to leave a poll up here. How many of y'all, yes or no, would be interested in some Don't Tell Mom merch?
Ooh.
We were just talking about merch
Yeah.
right before this episode, and like
It'd be so cute. Like, don't tell mom beach
beach
towels.
towels,
Yeah.
mugs, pillows,
Hats,
like
yeah.
we were just
Posters.
like, there's so much. Like we're gonna get a poster, I think, and put it
How
behind
fun
us.
is
Like a Don't
that?
Tell Mom poster. So
Yeah.
even if you're not watching on YouTube, but you know, we're thinking about that. So let us know
Yeah.
in either in a voice message or in the comments on YouTube.
On the podcast, you can send us a voice memo
Or
and say
with the-
yay or nay.
with the poll. Let us know because like that's something we're seriously.
And they're going to be
interested in.
stylish, y'all.
Yeah,
Okay,
I want
this
it
is going
to
to be
look
like
good. Like,
swagalicious. We're not seen walking around in.
I guess I mean
scrubs, okay?
don't forget the poll because it doesn't matter. We're gonna make this shit anyway. I'm just being honest, okay? Like on the
We are
family,
because I want.
I'm like,
some.
yeah, let me
I
know.
want my
No,
own
we're making
Don't
this.
Tell Mom merch. I'm excited.
We're doing
so.
this. Thank y'all for watching another
Yeah, thanks
episode of
for watching.
Don't Tell Mom in the
Peace.
books. Y'all, it's not episode 9 in the books. We're coming back with the Big
did
10.
it. Hey.
And I think we might go live next in the next couple of pods too. Like
Don't give everything
it to
away
the
now.
Oh,
Hang
sh-
on. All
okay,
right.
bye.
Bye. Thanks y'all for watching. Peace. Listen on, brother.